Winning changes a lot of things, no matter what. You can be a bad player and win and people like you, or a good player lose, people hate you. So, it doesn't really matter. I got to give Chester a lot of credit. He did things that most people wouldn't do. He's injured diving over benches and things like that. And, I'd pay to see a lot of people do that. And, he did get booed at home a couple times, which is, it happens, when you don't make shots. But, I got to give him credit. He gave everything he had, his whole career, and I really appreciate it.
So, when it comes down to it, people kind of expected you guys to get in a tournament and win a game. Do you think after all the stuff that's gone on this year, if you still do that,
people will be a lot happier?
Yeah, perception changes.
Winning is everything. So, we still have a chance to do that. We just got to go out there and do it, and then hopefully everybody's perception will be good.
If you had to change anything over the last 4 years, what might that be?
I really wouldn't change too much. Obviously, I want to win more games, but other than that,
Do you wish you'd redshirted, perhaps?
No. The experience I got my freshman year was good. Obviously, you can't go back and change time, so there's no reason to want to change things. You just got to move forward. Made that decision a long time ago, and I'm not disappointed with it.
And like with you guys, with your family, it's been like a family affair. I've seen them everywhere.
Yeah, they tried to make all my games this last season. I think they made almost all of them except for both Penn State games. So yeah, it's good. I appreciate them doing all that for me and all the support they've given me.
Because your dad was taking time off, right? He's taking vacation time to fly to wherever, right? Or drive to wherever.
Yeah. He's taking time off just to come to the games and stuff like that, and it means a lot to me. That's important to him. So.
Does that put a strain on things when they're spending money to keep up with you, going places? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, they don't mind. They've worked hard and they have what they need, so they get a chance to go see me and they'll do it.
What are your plans for the summer?
Definitely work out, and then figure it out from there. Obviously there's still some season left, see what happens, and we'll see what opportunities I get after the season.
You talked with anybody whose opinion you trust about draft?
No, not really, not yet. It's a little early for that for me. I really try not to get into that kind of stuff and worry about now. I know it's kind of cliche to say, but that's really how I feel. You got to worry about what you're doing right now.
Okay, after now and then after all of basketball, 15 years from now, what are you going to be doing?
Hopefully not too much, just hanging out. That would be fun. Obviously, that doesn't happen very often, but if not, hopefully just a solid job and coming back to these games.
What will your degree from the University of Illinois have to do with your future? Are you going to apply it?
I'm going to try. I didn't spend 4 years for nothing, so I'm going to try. And if it doesn't work out, I'll find something and move forward from there.
When coming into the year, you guys talked a lot.
I think it's starting to click for the younger guys. They're helping us out. So I think it's all starting to come together. I'm pretty excited for the end of the season.
What are your plans personally when this thing's over?
Personally, I'd like to play overseas somewhere. That's kind of my goal. I've always wanted to go over there, and because of basketball, usually it's stopped me from going over there. Now, hopefully, it'll give me the opportunity to go over there and kind of see the other country.
Ted said one of his favorite memories of Bruce was he threw something across the room at Purdue. Do you have anything that you will remember him by? Any special Bruce Weber stories?
Any special Bruce Weber stories? I don't know. I like the one when he got so mad at practice one day. He just picked the Gatorade cooler up and threw it, and then he told us to get out. And so we were all kind of like. I think I was a freshman, so when a coach tells you to get out, you're kind of like, what? Like practice isn't over yet, and then you knew it when he started picking the individual Gatorade cups up and started throwing those too. So everyone tries to get out, and then by the time you get out of the gym, he's like, get back in here. So you're like, you don't really know what you're doing, but that's probably one of my favorite Bruce Weber moments.
It seems to me over the course of your career here that one of the most important traits you've had is perseverance. The first couple of years, you weren't getting much opportunity. It has to make you feel good to know that you finally got your chance.
Yeah, it's, like I said, the first 2 years were tough, but I just kept a positive attitude, kept working hard, and, it's something I'll always remember is, just, gaining that trust of my coaches and my teammates, and, I think they still trust me from that because they know that nothing was handed to me, and I'm always going to work my butt off when I get in there.
And also just the fact that you had to make a difficult transition to a wing when you really, in terms of your height and all, not really suited for that.
Yeah, I think it took me a little longer than I thought it would. It took me about 2 years just to get comfortable playing the 3 spot from where I was at in high school, and it is such a big transition in college. You have to guard way quicker players, and it's just something that takes time. And once I finally got it down, I thought I did pretty well.
Bill, can you draw something from what Chester went through? I mean, people were down on Chester for a while. Then when as a senior, he won, and all of a sudden people love him. That the crowd loves him. I guess, like you said, it seemed like there's expectations this year. People wanted you to get in the tournament, wanted you to win a game. If you do that, everybody's going to love you guys, isn't it? I mean, it's still right in front of you.
Yeah. I hope they're still supporting us right now because I feel like I said, I feel like we're starting to play really good basketball. The first half of Purdue, I mean, minus the last 5 minutes of it, should have showed like how far we've come these last couple weeks, and we're starting to get it all together. That's why I don't want anyone to give up on this team yet, because all we have to do is get a couple wins and get into that tournament. I think we can make some noise, no doubt about it.
Do you feel like people have given up on you? I mean, have you listened? Have you guys heard the stuff?
No, I mean, we hear it, but that's you're gonna have to get that in any group, regardless of if you're winning every game or losing every game. You're gonna have a couple people on there. So we know we got real fans out there, and we know they're supporting us. So you hear stuff, but you just gotta block it out and play your game. And I'm excited from the way we're peaking right now.
So now, give me your major. It's like it fills up like 3 lines, doesn't it?
It's an ACE major, so it's agricultural and consumer economics, and then my concentration is international trade and policy.
And what do you want? I mean, what do you want to do with that?
I don't know. I like to play for the next couple of years overseas somewhere, and then maybe just come back and look for a job. Maybe take my dad's business overseas.
And Europe, playing ball, and then I mean, do you envision yourself staying in Europe, maybe working, or is that just going over there making some money and coming back?
No, I'd probably just go over there for a couple of years. A couple of years where my body can still play basketball and get paid for it. And I've had some teammates, who did it. Trent and Brian Randall have had good success over there, and they make a lot of money. So I figured I'd try my hand at it.
What about Geneva? Any jobs with GATT, maybe?
I don't know.
Seriously, have you studied international business transactions?
Yeah, I have, but I just haven't looked that far ahead. With Europe, I'm probably just looking to play some basketball over there.
Sorry if this is repetitious, but what are some of your favorite memories of the 4 years?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Your favorite memories over the 4 years?
I don't know. There's a lot that went together. I think, like game-wise, it'd probably be like I thought the win last year at Clemson, where we were down like 24, 22 at halftime, and that was special. And then, the Michigan State game day will always stick out. And then, I think there's a lot of different memories. Going to the tournament sophomore year was like just a cool experience, and I'm hoping we'll make some more here coming up.
What are some of the goofiest things Mike Davis has ever done in private?
The goofiest
You want some dirt on Mike Davis?
I don't know. He's not a goofy guy, really.
Oh, come on.
He's not. I'm trying to think. I would tell you guys. I would give up all the dirt if I had.
Like gaming, his shoe collection.
That's what I'm saying. He just comes home, does his homework, maybe plays a little video game, watches TV, and goes to sleep.
Get out.
I swear, that's his whole deal.
Okay, what are some of your goofiest moments?
My goofiest moments. I don't know. You'd have to ask Mike.
I will.
I'm not willing to give him up yet.
Bill, I know this year hasn't gone the way you guys had hoped it would. I mean, it's been a pretty much up and down season. But as you look back on the season, you've got 1 game left here, plus the Big Ten tournament, and then hopefully the NCAAs. Talk a little bit about what you guys want to accomplish here in the next week and a half.
Well, first and foremost, we need to beat Indiana, and that's going to be our mindset. We're not even going to think about anything after Indiana, and I think, we should. There's no doubt in our minds if we are 100% focused on Indiana, play as hard as we can with the emotion of it being senior night. I think we should beat Indiana. And then after that, I just think I just keep trying to get better. I think in the last week, I think everyone here has seen improvement in the team, and it's just a matter of playing smart. And we're starting to play hard every game now. Now it's just a matter of playing smart every game, and we put those things together, and we got as much talent as anyone in the country, and we're not scared of anyone. So we just got to get in the tournament, and we can make some noise.
Yeah, you have that potential, like you said, that this team finally looks like it's putting things together. You guys have the potential of being a dark horse and a sleeper that could do some potential damage in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. That's the way we look at it, like you just described.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
Is there anything over the past 4 years that if you could change it, you'd like to do over or change?
No, I don't live with regrets, and I'm just, I'm happy. I got to come and represent my city and my state, and play here and play my butt off every day. And I think, like I said, there's a lot more to be written here. I feel like we got a good opportunity ahead of us. Maybe teams will underestimate us these next couple weeks, and we got, like I just said, we have as much talent as anyone in the country. It's obvious, and we're starting to piece it together here, and we get it all together at the right time. It could be dangerous.
Bill, there's kind of weighing on your mind in the last few weeks. You're trying to leave a positive legacy for this class.
You want to. You always want to have that. That people remember you in a positive way, and I think, but at the same time, you can't let that affect your playing out there. If you're always thinking about that, you're gonna make mistakes, and you're just gonna pressure yourself into mistakes. So we try and keep it off our mind, and just play our hardest. I think, well, that's my strategy. Just play as hard as I can, and people will appreciate that in the long run, and the chips will fall in the right places if you just go out there and do what you're supposed to do and try not to worry about what other people think.
Has anything that's been written or said by fans, media, anybody, has any of that been especially hurtful, or have you been able to just kind of brush it off your shoulders?
It can be hurtful, but you can't read it as a college athlete. You're always going to get criticized, and whether it's whatever, messages or message boards or whatever, you get emails. It just don't.
Emails?
Sometimes. You can't listen to it. It's you have to just remember that there's 95% of everyone, all the Illini fans want you to succeed, and they love you, and all that, and so you keep that in your mind, and it's a minority out there who's wishing you don't get well.
People like look you up in the directory, and do you think that's how they send you emails like that, or
I guess
is it the kind with like all caps in it and stuff like that?
Did any of them say at Indiana EDU?
No. I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't pay them any mind. So.
Tisdale said this group was pretty good on the microphone, and that, if everything went well, you guys may have a little something to say afterward, or speak your piece. Would you like that, or
yeah,
to kind of wrap it up to the fans?
I think that'd be fun. I've had like, after I got on some radio shows, I heard people say, hey, you need to look up, ask Bardo how to get into the ESPN, and I thought it was a good idea, so maybe I'll talk to him after the season and try to get into some broadcasting or something.
What about just, do you expect things to be emotional for you, or is this just going to be another game where you get all the kind of the ceremonies taking place as well?
Yeah, I'm kind of split. I think it'll be emotional, but I'm more worried about the actual Indiana game, getting that finished, than caring about myself and senior night. So it's like, on one hand, I want it to be memorable and exciting, and I want I want this class to get recognized, but that definitely falls behind just getting the win. So
They look around the country. You have like Kansas State. State, Notre Dame, St. John's. They're kind of veteran-laden teams that have kind of come together this year to have pretty good years. I don't know how much you get to see any of those guys, but what have they done that maybe you guys haven't done yet in terms of coming together as a team this year?
I don't know. You know, like you said, I've watched a couple of those guys' games, but I wouldn't call me an expert on those teams, and so it's tough for me to say, you know, what they have done and what we haven't done. I think our biggest thing is just, it's always been one thing or the other. If we play hard, we haven't played smart, and if we play smart, we haven't played hard. So now it's just like the past 2 weeks, like Coach has said, we've done that, and now it's just a matter of doing them both at the same time. And I think we played our butts off at Purdue. It just we let them back in that stretch at the end of the first half. So I think we're getting there. I really do. I think maybe a week or two, and we'll have the full thing back together, and we'll be able to, you know, just hopefully just have a great run in the tournament.
It's kind of as a class here. Something kind of left on the table, you think?
No, I don't think I left anything on the table. I mean, I don't think so. No.
Coming in this class, a couple of you guys are kind of more well-known. Did you know anything about Mike Davis coming in? Did you even know who he was?
No, we were already here for the whole summer. We had moved down here. It was like me, Jeff, Tisdale, Michi, Quentin Watkins, and then we had like 2 new transfers that year, Rodney and Steve Holdren. So we had like 7 new guys on the team, and we didn't. Mike didn't even come. We had already been on here a whole summer semester before our freshman year, and then Mike committed like a week before our regular fall semester started. So it was kind of crazy. He just like, all of a sudden it was just like he was there right before school started, which was fine, but
showed up and started dunking on you.
Yes, exactly.
What impression did you get from him, I guess, at first?
I mean, we hit it all. I mean, we became good friends right away. We roomed together after we got out of the dorms. We roomed together the next 3 years, and just like, you know, one of my best friends.
You are the 2 craziest guys on the team, right?
Who are?
You and Mike.
No.
Or the 2 sanest?
The 2 sanest people.
Okay.
No doubt.
No.
This is a ways down the road, but I guess next year, looking at the group that they have coming back and then some of the players they have coming in, what do you envision for these guys going forward? What do you think they can be?
Next year, you know, they're going to have so much. They're going to have a bunch of talent. I just think, you know, it's just going to be like I just think if Brandon and DJ keep getting better, and if those freshmen are as good as they say they are, they got a good chance to, surprise some people. Because I think they'll be pretty young, but, you know, their talent's going to be as good as anyone in the country.
So you've roomed with Mike all 4 years?
No, I roomed with Tisdale in the dorms freshman year, and then after we got out of the dorms, I roomed with Mike Davis.
Does Tisdale snore?
Yeah, he snored a little bit. We got some pictures of him on the bus, on the buses to some games, snoring. Yeah.
Do you learn anything about fishing or archery?
Hunting, shooting squirrels, I don't know.
Did you eat any squirrels freshman year?
No, I've never been to Riverton, so I've never had any squirrels on my dad. I hope that's what people remember me by.
And you've probably been asked this question too, but do you have a favorite moment or something that stands out in the past 4 years that is a great moment for you or for the team?
Yeah, I think just game-wise moment, I'd have to say 3 of them. I'd say the comeback when we were 24 points down at Clemson or something like that, and at halftime we came back and won that, and then Michigan State on game day, and then the tournament game out in Portland, just because it was a fun experience. Even though we lost, it was an experience that I'll probably always remember.
And what do you still want to accomplish this season?
I just want to get the team back to clicking on all cylinders, and I think once we do that, we're one of the most talented teams in the country. So we could be a dark horse in the tournament. I think, you know, just trying to create some noise in the tournament.
And how has going through this experience with your 3 other seniors been for you?
It's, you know, it's been, you know, this season's been tough, and we've had some tough seasons, but I think, you know, we've grown strong through it, and hopefully it's not over yet. We'll use that experience, that tough experience, to help us when we get in that tough time.
If you could describe Dimitri in one word or one sentence or a couple of words.
Dimitri, I think Dimitri's just smooth. I think if I had to use one word, he's, you know, smooth as a player, smooth off the court, smooth talker. So I think I'd have to use that.
Do you have a story behind that smooth talker comment?
He's just, I think he always knows. He always seems to know what to say, whether he's just in terms of, like, you know, getting himself out of trouble with coach or something. You know, he'll just he's always got the right words to say, whether it's to the media or the coaches or his teammates.
So he knows how to say the right thing.
Yeah. So I just, you know, one word, Dimitri, is smooth.
So when you and Mike Davis go your separate ways, you guys got to sign divorce papers or something?
Yeah, for the TV, we're gonna have to chainsaw that in half, because we pooled our money together and bought a nice TV, and I don't think either of us are ready to let it go, so we're gonna have to figure something out.
How nice a TV?
It's pretty nice, 52 inch, I think. Yeah, so.
Maybe you should give it to your favorite journalist.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We'll come up with something.
So who'd you live with freshman year?
Tisdale, in the dorms.
And then sophomore year?
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis, the last 3 years?
Yeah.
And you guys, I mean, usually when you get to school, you kind of know your teammates, you know everybody's, but you didn't know him until, like, what, a week before the school started?
Yeah, we didn't even get back. I didn't even know until I got back to school and it had already started.
Because you'd already gone through summer.
Yeah, right. We'd gone through summer. Those 7 new guys that came in that in the 2007 class, because we had the 5 freshmen and the 2 transfers, Rodney and Steve Holdren, and then Mike came in that first week of school.
What clicked between you 2 guys? I mean, why did you guys get along?
I don't know. That's what the Journey was asking us when they were here. They were like, we can see that you guys just have a chemistry, but like, why? We don't understand it. And we were like, we don't understand it either. We
You just work, so you don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. We get along and we don't ask questions. So it works like that.
And will you keep up with, will you guys keep up with each other, you think?
Oh yeah. We're pretty much best friends, so I think we'll definitely keep in touch after this Illinois thing ends, and we'll always be friends.
Did you ever take him to Peoria?
Yeah, he's been to Peoria one time.
What was the most important thing you had to show him in Peoria? Besides somebody's party or something.
Right, we went to Jarence's bowl-a-thon in Peoria, and I got to show him a little bit of the city. It was, I think he had a good time.
You been to D.C.?
No, I told him I'm coming out after season, so we better get some stuff planned.
Get something lined up?
Yeah.
So you had something good lined up you can't tell us?
I don't know. I told him.
Peoria?
I don't know. We didn't do too much in Peoria. We went to the bowl-a-thon and
last summer, right?
Yeah. Just hung out, I guess.
In different places, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I think, I just think I've met his mom and dad they're awesome. I've met them many times. They're coming down for games all the time, and Steven and Tangi are awesome. So they're just like my parents. I think Mike loves my parents. They're always coming down. So I think that's part of it. It's just how we grew up and the way our parents raised us.
The princess, Milana.
Oh. Yeah, she's cool. She stayed with us a couple times. She's lucky though. She goes to Miami. She's always down there on the beaches and stuff.
You know what she's studying? Journalism.
Is she really?
Good, right?
You gonna teach her a few tricks?
Well,
like the pink camera trick.
I can't. Here, let me show the pink camera on it. Oh, it doesn't work.
Has it been hard at all to focus on getting ready for Indiana with all the senior day questions and the, wrapping up your time at Illinois?
Kind of. The first I really thought about senior day was tickets, was getting the tickets for, because you get a couple extra tickets when you're a senior, and And then today is really the first I thought about it. Like I said earlier, I just want us to worry about Indiana first, and after we get the win, the seniors can come second, and we'll worry about us afterwards.
What's it really going to take to get the win against Indiana?
I just think it takes us being ourselves and being loose and free. And there's been a couple games when it seems like we had pressure on us where we played tight, and I just don't want that to happen. I just want us to go out there and play free, play our game, and play hard, and things will fall into place. We can beat them if we just play hard.
Once you graduate, what do you think you'll miss most about basketball?
Just something to do. It's something to do every day. Sometimes when you're at basketball, you're like, man, I just wonder what it feels like to be a regular student. Then you have an off day, and you're like, this is kind of boring. I'm not really doing anything. Like, you just sit there and you just lay there. So, or at least I do. I just go home and take a nap after class, and so I think just keeping me active. And I'm kind of a busy guy anyway, so I always have to be doing something. So as basketball gives me an outlet, too. I'm always doing something with basketball.
What's your favorite part of the season? Is it when you're at practice? Is it when you're on the court during a game, or in the in the locker room during halftime getting the pump up speech? What's your favorite part?
I would just say the locker room atmosphere, whether it's after practice or after games. It's just we have a funny team. It's just I think everyone really likes each other. Honestly, this year, right? I haven't been on too many teams where everyone gets along, and everyone really gets along, and everyone messes with each other, and people are just we have some stupid funny people on this team. They're just jokesters.
Who's the funniest? I mean, who's funny? What's an example of funny?
I don't know. I think Crandall's funny in his own way. He's not very outspoken, but when he says something, it's funny. And then DJ is he's the opposite. He's really outspoken, and he's funny too. So who else is funny on the team? Tiz is funny looking, and then that's about it.
How much trouble would it have been to get this team grouped together if you had the same rules that BYU has?
What is that? Multiple wives?
No premarital sex, no alcohol, no coffee.
I don't know. I don't know.
All of these guys are very straight-laced, right?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I don't know. I can't comment on that question.
Maybe in a year, will you get back to me about that when you're not bound by these rules?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we should be okay. I don't know. It's just a tough question to comment on.
Yeah. Because most of the guys on the team are married, right? No,
most of the guys on the team have girlfriends that I think they're going to marry.
Really?
Probably, yeah.
So, seriously?
I mean, not most of them. Just a lot of people do.
Huh.
Just me, and then Mike Davis. So a lot of seniors do. And maybe Beachy, too. I forgot about Beachy. So, yeah, the 4 seniors do.
So, you think you're going to marry your girlfriend?
Probably. Yeah, keep that on the low.
So I shouldn't put this all over the internet.
Right.
You haven't talked to her about it, for example.
No. We talk about it, but...
Okay. So she knows your plans.
Yeah.
Would you like to divulge her name to the rest of the world?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys are the two nuttiest or the two most sane?
Who, me and Bill?
Yeah.
I mean, both sides. We can be nutty sometimes, but also, when we need to be sane, we can be sane.
Do you have any memories of him being a complete fool or a really smart leader?
Me and Bill, we're nutty together. I think, like I said, we make fun of Tisdale and Myers all the time. They hate it. They're always like, you guys are so less little kids. We make fun of Chester all the time, too, because he plays both sides of the fence, so people, they love us, but at the same time, we can get on their nerves and be annoying.
He's going to go and be, I told him to go and study international business in Geneva, playing in Europe. Are you going to be playing in Europe or are you going to be playing in the States next year?
That's a good question. Depending on how we finish up. If we finish up well, I can play here in the States, but if we drop a couple games, I may have to go overseas for a couple years. Who knows? I just want to, play hard, finish these last couple games out the best I can, and better my chances.
You were working on ball handling with Sergio at the start of the season.
Yeah.
You really kind of stayed close to the hoop so far, but you're going to have to expand your ball handling and your long-distance shots.
Yeah. You know, I can shoot threes, you know, but it's not really my repertoire right now. You know, I just do things I'm comfortable with right now. You know, I just was mid-range and close to the basket, but, you know, I know I can step back three, knock down a couple threes. In practice, I've done that. You know, you can ask my teammates, you know, so I know I can handle the ball. You know, I'm pretty good with handling the ball. I'm not quite Jeremy yet, but I want to get to, you know, where Jeremy can handle the ball, you know, 6'7", point forward.
Yeah. Back to stuff that's not about basketball.
Yeah.
Who really cares about that?
Exactly.
Bill also said that he thinks that all the guys are like serious about their girlfriends, that they're gonna all get married. You put yourself in that camp?
You know, I would
put this out on the internet.
Right? Yeah. Don't show this on the internet. You know, I don't know who's looking. But you know, yeah. You know, I love my girlfriend. You know, we're real close. You know, but I haven't really thought about getting married. You know, maybe Tisdale might pop the question. You know, who knows? But you know, I think Bill. You know, Bill and his girlfriend are real close. But I don't think he's really thought about marriage yet. You know, only 21, 22 years old. So we got some time before we can think about all that.
You're way too young.
Exactly what I'm saying. I'm trying to have fun right now. You know, just have fun. You know, live my life out first, and we'll see what happens.
Maybe you're looking forward to being able to, I don't know, have a beer in public or something like that.
Right. Exactly. You know, not yet. You know, maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Right. Okay. Any other tell me the most embarrassing thing that Bill Cole doesn't want anybody to know.
Most embarrassing?
Yeah.
The journey, you know, I'd say the journey was, you know, his room was real clean, you know, and it's never clean at all. You know, it's real junky, real clothes everywhere, you know, real dirty, real messy. Leaves food in his room, you know, so it's probably the most embarrassing thing about Bill. You know, I don't think he wants anyone to know how dirty he is.
Okay, and your room is just filled with shoes?
Yeah, just pretty much shoes, a whole section full of shoes, and then, you know, I'm pretty clean. You know, I'm pretty neat and tidy, you know, so when Bill leaves his food out, I'm like, clean up, do the dishes, you know, take the trash out, you know, you don't do any of that kind of stuff, and I like to keep my apartment nice, smelling good, and nice and tidy.
And he said, you guys are the two nuttiest or the two most sane?
Who, me and Bill?
Yeah.
I mean, both sides. You know, we can be nutty sometimes, but also, you know, when we need to be sane, we can be sane.
Do you have any memories of him being a complete fool or a really smart leader?
You know, me and Bill, we're nutty together. You know, I think, like I said, we make fun of Tisdale and Myers all the time. You know, they hate it. You know, they're always like, you guys are so less little kids. You know, we make fun of Chester all the time, too, because he plays both sides of the fence, you know, so people, you know, they love us, but at the same time, we can get on their nerves and be annoying.
He's going to go and be, I told him to go and study international business in Geneva, you know, playing in Europe. Are you going to be playing in Europe or are you going to be playing in the States next year?
That's a good question. You know, depending on how we finish up, you know, if we finish up well, you know, I can play here in the States, you know, but if we drop a couple games, you know, I may have to go overseas for a couple years. You know, who knows, you know. I just want to, you know, play hard, finish these last couple games out the best I can and better my chances.
You were working on ball handling with Sergio at the start of the season.
Yeah.
You really kind of stayed close to the hoop so far, but you're going to have to expand your ball handling and your long-distance shots.
Yeah. You know, I can shoot threes, you know, but it's not really my repertoire right now. You know, I just do things I'm comfortable with right now. You know, I just was mid-range and close to the basket, but, you know, I know I can step back three, knock down a couple threes. In practice, I've done that. You know, you can ask my teammates, you know, so I know I can handle the ball. You know, I'm pretty good with handling the ball. I'm not quite Jeremy yet, but I want to get to, you know, where Jeremy can handle the ball, you know, 6'7", point forward.
Yeah. Back to stuff that's not about basketball.
Yeah.
Who really cares about that?
Exactly.
Bill also said that he thinks that all the guys are like serious about their girlfriends, that they're gonna all get married. You put yourself in that camp?
You know, I would
put this out on the internet.
Right? Yeah. Don't show this on the internet. You know, I don't know who's looking. But you know, yeah. You know, I love my girlfriend. You know, we're real close. You know, but I haven't really thought about getting married. You know, maybe Tisdale might pop the question. You know, who knows? But you know, I think Bill. You know, Bill and his girlfriend are real close. But I don't think he's really thought about marriage yet. You know, only 21, 22 years old. So we got some time before we can think about all that.
You're way too young.
Exactly what I'm saying. I'm trying to have fun right now, you know. Just have fun, you know, live my life out first, and we'll see what happens.
Maybe you're looking forward to being able to, I don't know, have a beer in public or something like that.
Right, exactly. You know, not yet. You know, maybe next year.
Right. Okay. Any other, tell me the most embarrassing thing that Bill Cole doesn't want anybody to know.
Most embarrassing?
Yeah.
The journey, you know, I'd say the journey was, you know, his room was real clean, you know, and it's never clean at all. You know, it's real junky, real clothes everywhere, you know, real dirty, real messy, leaves his food in his room, you know, so it's probably the most embarrassing thing about Bill. You know, I don't think he wants anyone to know how dirty he is.
Okay, and your room is just filled with shoes?
Yeah, just pretty much shoes, a whole section full of shoes, and then, you know, I'm pretty clean, you know, I'm pretty neat and tidy, you know, so when Bill leaves his food out, I'm like, clean up, do the dishes, you know, take the trash out, you know, he don't do any of that kind of stuff, and I like to keep my apartment nice, smelling good and nice and tidy.
And he's